でも心に残るエピソードがあったらお聞かせください。
I'd like to ask, what were some of the reactions or responses that you received from the people who listened to your words? In particular, what were the responses of the people who are still saddled or burdened with the after effects of the nuclear power plant accidents, in other words, the people of Fukushima? And what were the reactions of the people in Okinawa who are burdened with the military U.S. bases? If you have any specific episodes to tell us, please share them with us.
ほとんどの人がもう信じられないというか、この法案の存在自体知らなかった。もともとは秘密保全法って名前だったんですけど、でもそれが国会に閣議決定される前に看板が付け替えられたんですよね。特定秘密保護法って。要はもうこれ詐欺師の手口なんですよ。内容を薄めるためにそういうことをしてる、ね、すごく分かりやすい。でもうみんなよく分かってないけど、今こういう危険性がある法案なんだってことを全国の人たちに話すと、もう目が変わっていくんです。とにかく僕が目指したことは、この現実っていう部分を皆さんに知っていただいて、危険性ってものを知っていただいて、お家に帰ってからもう一度調べてくださいと。賛成意見も反対意見も。そして自分の中で危険だなと思ったら、地元選出の国会議員に対してファックスメールを送ってくださいと。この法案に賛成するならば次の選挙では応援できませんというメッセージを送ってくださいと。それが1万2万って積み上がっていけば、もう政治家心変えるしかないですもんね。選挙の時に1万2万3万4万という数が票につながると思ったら、やっぱり気持ちを変えなきゃいけないじゃないですか。そういうプレッシャーのかけ方をしようと思ったんです。で国会始まる前ぐらいにちょっと噂が流れてきて、だいぶ評判悪いよって国会の周辺でって言われたんですよね。それはおそらく全国でつながった方々がファックスメールを送ってくださった結果だと思うんですよ。で何よりもその福島であったり沖縄であったりっていう方々っていうのは本当に国に振り回されて、で裏切られたという気持ちがものすごく大きいですよね。そういう方々っていうのはやっぱ他の地域よりももっと危機感を持ってお話を聞いていただけるというか、前のめりに聞いていただいて、そしてそこからのファックスメールっていうものもどんどんしますっていう雰囲気がありましたよね。でもこの1ヶ月近く全国回った、全国行脚した、街頭演説には、マスコミはほとんど来ませんでした。マスコミはほとんど来なかった。テレビ1社、新聞社数社ぐらい、地方で。マスコミが、もちろん力入れてやってくれたマスコミもあるんですけれども、ほとんどが閣議決定された後、閣議決定させてはならないような法案なのに、自分たちの首を絞めるようなものなのに、そんなに税率軽減してほしいのかなって。人の命よりも自分たちの報道の自由であったりとか、人々の命っていう方にはあんまり気持ちがいかないのかなって。現場の記者っていうのはすごく焦りがあったと思うんですよね。これを伝えたいんだけれどもって。でもそれを決定する力っていうのはその方々にはないのかもしれないけれども、本当にマスコミっていう部分、大手メディアっていう部分に関してすごくこの今安倍政権であったり、安倍政権だけでなくこの自民が対処することに対してもすごく大きな力を貸したんじゃないかなっていうふうに思ってしまいますよね。とにかく今はたくさんの人に知ってもらうっていうこと、とにかく先ほど修正協議みたいな話がありましたけれど、もちろん廃案にすべきものなんですけれども、修正協議ってことで時間が稼げるならどんどん稼いでいただきたい。これはもう TPP と一緒で火にさらしたら勝ちなんですよ。ドラキュラなんですよね。ドラキュラと同じ存在。たくさんの人がこの危険性ってものを知ったときにはこれ止まると思うんです。だとしたら今国会中には絶対に決めさせちゃいけない。政府が言いましたよね。今国会中に何が何でも日本版 NSC とこの特定秘密保護法案を決めてしまいたいと焦り出したんです。途中から変わったんですよ。それはみんなの反対の声がだんだん大きくなってきてるから、これをここから加速させられるかどうかっていうのは本当に一人一人がその鍵を握っているんだと思います。
I think most of the reactions that I got from people who were listening to my words were that they were simply astonished. They were simply shocked. They hadn't known that such dangerous law was being deliberated. Bill was being deliberated. As you may know, the original name for this bill was not the anti-secrecy bill, but the secrecy preservation or conservation bill. And just before the cabinet resolution on this current bill was done, they changed the name, which I think was done deliberately and in a very obvious way to try to create more confusion about this bill. But when I talked about the contents of this secrecy bill, and when I talked talked about the fact that there were tremendous possible consequences as a result of this bill, you could see the faces of the listeners change. I think that our job here is basically to tell you as much as we know about this bill, but for you, therefore, to go home and look up and research more about this bill on your own, and then decide whether you are in favor of this bill or if you are against this bill. And if you are against this bill, and this is what I've said to all of my listeners throughout the country, if you are against it, to write a letter or to write a fax or phone your local Diet member and tell them you are against it. And if you are against it, you will say to them, if you pass this bill, if you vote for this bill, I will not elect you in office next time. If these kinds of faxes can be increased, 10,000 people, 20,000 people, 30,000, 40,000, obviously this is going to have an effect on the politicians themselves. It's going to be tremendous pressure on them. In fact, just before the Diet session started, I began to hear rumors or comments from many other people that this bill seems to be getting very bad reputation. And I think it's because so many people were beginning to write in, send faxes to their local Diet members. And in regard to your question, I believe it was people in places like Fukushima or Okinawa, in other words, places where they had already been faced with tremendous troubles by the government's actions, where they felt that they had been betrayed by the government, that they had a stronger sense of crisis about this secrecy bill. In other words, when I talked to them, they were really basically leaning forward in their seats to try to get as much information as possible. The reason that I had to start doing this a month before was that, the reason that when I traveled throughout the entire country for a month, basically giving these speeches, I must say, no media basically covered my actions. I think there was one television station, a couple of local newspapers, and of course I do mean to not overlook the small presses that very much supported me. But what I'm saying is that the major media did not focus on this issue at all until really it was passed by a cabinet resolution. And that, I think, was a tremendously huge mistake, because this is a bill that will basically allow a stranglehold to be created on the media itself. In fact, I think the people who are working on the ground, reporters, etc., they understood the dangers of the bill. However, upper management, in other words, the major media, perhaps they were thinking that it was better to cooperate with the government and get some kind of a decrease on taxes. However, when we consider the fact that the major media were very, very instrumental in helping push Prime Minister Abe and his administration, in other words, the LDP, back to power, we can see that there is a very problematic relationship. So, going back to our job now, what I want to do is to ensure that even one more person knows about this issue. And we have to do everything we can to try to bring this bill to be abandoned in the current Diet session. I know there's been some talk about the current deliberations between different parties to try to amend the bill. If that amendment, revision, deliberation process extends the time that is used for considering this bill and eventually allows it to be dropped, I think that's a great thing. What I think is that this bill is something very similar to to a vampire or to Dracula. If it gets exposure to the sun, it will be destroyed. And that is what we are trying to do, get as much publicity and awareness about this issue as possible. You can see that the tone of the government's comments has also changed in recent times. They're saying we must pass the secrecy bill and we must be able to pass the bill for the establishment of the National Security Council in this Diet session. They are becoming quite anxious because they are seeing the negative response.
Okay. Well, believe it or not, we're already at the end of our hour, but graciously, the four lawmakers have allowed to give us a 10-minute extension so that we can continue questioning. Joël will be next.
Joël Lejeune from RTL Broadcast.